าเรือนแต่ตอนนี้ได้ย้ายไปหมดแล้วเพราะว่าถูกคลื่นกัดเซาะ
กระแลงชมโชว์นึงคือกระแลงวิเฮียจ้ากาไปมุนนึงคือกระแลงนึงคือกระแลงวิเฮียได้โกกต่างอันเมียนตึกเมียนเอง
Different lands across different borders, but the same fate for coastal communities. Land, homes and lives are threatened by climate change.
เมื่อ50 ปีก่อนเนี่ยชายฝั่งเนี่ยมันอยู่ประมาณกิโลฝ่าแต่คลื่นน้ำมันกัดเซาะเข้ามาเนี่ยอันนี้ก็เหลือแต่สารภูมิชาวบ้านก็ย้ายออกไปหมดแล้ว
Over the past 10 years, Chantaburi province has lost 466.72 hectares to coastal erosion, and over 3,000 local households have been forced to relocate.
But sea level rise is not the only impact of climate change that we need to be worried about. The changing temperature, both on the land and in the sea, in the water, changing storm tracks, storm frequencies, storm intensities, changing rainfall patterns. There are many different things which will happen because of climate change, which will impact people's way of life and livelihoods in many different ways.
190 kilometers away is Koh Kong province in Cambodia. Fishing communities are situated in mangrove forest, which covers 1,559 hectares. More than 247 households have experienced over 30 violent storms a year. As a result, fisher folks go out to sea less often, making their livelihood unstable.
ដូច្នេះកាលណាព្យុះឡើងមកប្រជាជនយើងមិនអាចចេញនេសាទបានទេបាទត្រូវចតទូកទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងហើយបាទត្រូវចតទូកទាំងអស់គ្នា
Not only the nature cycle that is contributing to the changing climate, but human activities are also accelerating this change and make it happen faster and more severe. Climate change occurs in conjunction with adverse effects of land development. For example, the destruction of mangroves to make way for shrimp farms, and the use of massive amounts of groundwater, which causes land subsidence. It is our priority to solve these development issues. Simply adapting to climate change alone will not solve these problems, as shown in the case of Kapik Canal. Building a dam at the headwaters has caused sediment to build up, making the community waterways shallow and difficult for boats to traverse. If this problem is not solved, locals are forced to use the dangerous open sea to get around. These adverse effects to coastal communities are felt far and wide, reaching southern Vietnam. The Mekong Delta in Vietnam is an important rice farming and fishery region that is facing the problem of flooding due to global sea level rise of 3.1 millimeters per year. It's nearly impossible to stop climate change, but it is more important to learn to live in this changing climate. This has been the impetus behind the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, or IUCN, the world's largest and oldest environmental organization that seeks to make a difference from the community level up to national level.
ผมเนี่ยมาคุยกับผมเนี่ยเขาไม่เคยพูดสักคนเดียว
In 8 coastal provinces of 3 countries, namely Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam.
Many studies have also shown that Southeast Asia as a part of the world will be a region that will be heavily affected by climate change, and particularly the communities living along the coast have a high degree of vulnerability. So for that reason it made a lot of sense for us to start some of our major work in climate change adaptation in the coastal communities of Southeast Asia.
Supported by the European Union, IUCN, and partner organizations, namely the Sustainable Development Foundation in Thailand, and VASI and GIZ in Vietnam, has set up a learning process for coastal communities to adapt to climate change. Over the past year, many communities are recovering and have come together to solve the problem.
รูปธรรมของการแก้ไขปัญหาก็ได้ค้นคิดรูปแบบของการที่จะฟื้นฟูสภาพทรัพยากรธรรมชาติการปรับปรุงวิถีการทำนากรุ้งที่สอดคล้องกับนิเวศหรือว่าการปรับเปลี่ยนสภาพแวดล้อมต่างๆเนี่ยเราก็ถือว่าเป็นนัยยะสำคัญในการที่จะสร้างการเปลี่ยนแปลง
In Cambodia, the IUCN is building knowledge-based communities, including making adaptation plan, such as one on canal dredging.
We expect that the whole Piam Kasau Wildlife Sanctuary Management Plan, by addressing climate change, livelihood, and ecosystem issue, will address in the management plan of Piam Kasau Wildlife Sanctuary. That's one. Second thing, the problem that local people cannot use the mangrove navigation was solved after the dredging. I think we will spend about 3 months to dredging the canal.
In Vietnam, IUCN has established a strong network and trained 79 government officials to facilitate 10 projects to solve problems in the areas.
We will show you a range of different issues. They range from issues to do with coastal inundation by seawater that are affecting agricultural communities. And so in this location you'll meet a community, for example, that is trying to diversify their crops and their livelihoods to adapt to more saline soils and more saline conditions in general. You will also meet a community of nearshore fishers who have been struggling to find ways to become less reliant on the mangroves and to move away from destructive practices that are impacting on the mangroves as well.
This is only the beginning. IUCN has been involved with coastal communities in 8 provinces and 3 countries. We hope that in the future, the fates of these coastal dwellers will serve as a model for people living in other similar areas of Southeast Asia to be ready to respond to the effects of climate change.